Big Fight, sponsored by 666bet.com.
This is James Elder for IFL TV in association with MGM Marbella and 666bet.com. I'm here today at TYSON Crew Media Workout. With me, I've got Fast Eddie Chambers. What's happening, Eddie? You alright?
Oh man, I'm good to go, man. Just ready to get to work. Fight on Saturday. Fought a couple weeks ago earlier in the month.
Yeah.
And just want to stay busy and active and get sharper. Obviously the last one wasn't the greatest performance, so we want to pick it up this time.
I think it's a little bit hard on yourself. I said Nasser, man, oh, he's a decent enough fighter, but it's hard to fight someone who's going to run around the ring all night, isn't it? No?
Everybody knows those are the hardest guys to fight and look good against, is the ones who aren't really willing to fight with you because they know that their best bet is to survive so they can go on to the next paycheck. No disrespect to him, he did what he was supposed to do, and guys like that, with the experience that I've had and what I've dealt with over the time in my career, I should be able to do what we intended to do going in.
I'm glad you're in a better mood, because talking to you after the fight, you looked like you was going to jump off a bridge, Eddie, man. You look really good. You didn't look like a guy that just want to fight, to be honest.
It was bad, and and it's because of what we expect from ourselves. In this camp, we work beyond hard. We push the limits of what's ridiculous. You know what I mean? As far as the training is concerned, everything we do, we put 150,000% in. And when you get in there and underperform, as I did, it just kind of puts a monkey wrench in everything. Makes you think, is it really worth doing all this hard work if that's all you're going to get out of it? Now, granted, it has nothing to do with what we did as far as the work. It has everything to do with the mental state I was in, and even somewhat physically as well.
You think recovering from, I know like it wasn't really said, but you had a bit of a flu beforehand and not being sick with your chest, and you think these things take a toll on your preparation?
It obviously hurts preparation. I mean, you have to do things, you got to kind of cuddle back a bit, scale back a bit, but then you don't want to get away from working hard because it'll kind of throw off your timing and rhythm, and you just don't want to risk anything as far as being sharp on the night. So it can affect you, but I'm not going to use no excuse like that. Regardless of the situation, I came at him hard, as hard as I could have. I just didn't come at him smart for 8 rounds. So I don't think that the sickness, it could have played a part in some issues, and you're coughing and hacking up things, and it's in your mind as well. I think it was more mental than totally physical.
Do you think for this fight on Saturday we'll see you putting together more combinations? You look like you was looking for the big highlight real shot and taking Nascimento out, to be honest, mate.
Well, in that fight I was knockout, big time knockout, get the fight over with, where you're not feeling your best and you're not on point like you should be. Kind of want to get in there and just get the fight over with, and then you want to turn some heads doing it. And I figured that was the best way to go, which obviously was wrong. I knew it wasn't the best way, but it was just, yeah, you know what I mean?
Would have had you, man, honestly. He wasn't best pleased, was he?
No, neither were I, you know what I mean? He could have called me every name in the book and I would have agreed with him, because that's how I felt. You know what I mean? That's how I am. My father was the same way when I was training with him, and there's a lot of similarities with them. So I just look at that and I just say, dang. You know what I mean? I'm back there, and then but I'm also looking at myself, and I'm expecting so much more. So, but now I'm looking to go back in, get back to what I do best. Activity, combinations, speed, and if the knockout comes, it comes. Obviously, we want one, but if it comes, it comes.
Forget that, you've got the W. We're moving on now. You're in action on Saturday at the Excel Arena. Right. Anything about opponents? Anything going on that we can be told as of yet? Well,
as far as I know, it's Dorian Darch. Tough Welshman. Looking forward to getting in the ring with him and getting some good work in. You know what I mean? I respect all fighters that get in there, no matter what level they are and what they've done and who they fought. Because on any given night, you never know what may happen. So that's why I go in 100% prepared physically and mentally. Try to anyway. As evidence of my last fight, I guess it wasn't completely there. But to give the best performance possible. And on this night, I'm going to be the same way.
Tyson Fury, DERECK CHISORA 2. You're in a better position than anybody to look at Tyson Fury's camp. You've probably sparred more rounds with him than any other human being, quite similar in stature as well to DERECK CHISORA. Do you think Tyson's going to do a job on Derek Saturday?
This is no disrespect to Chisora's skill level or who he is as a fighter. He's done tremendous things with being in the division of giants, and him not so big. You know what I mean? He's doing a great job there. However, I think he's in a situation where he's meeting somebody that's just a little bit too much of everything. He's a little too big, a little too good, a little too fast, you know, a little too strong. It's just one of those situations that it's a race car in there with like a cart horse. No disrespect to him, but that's just the way the fight is. And Derek's best bet is obviously to come forward and do his, you know, do his work and hopefully take him out. And it's just going to be a super, super, super tall task, literally, with him getting to Tyson, because as talented as some of the guys we had in the gym working with him, myself included, it's very difficult to land shots on this guy. So it's going to be a good fight. I'm looking forward to it. You know, the bad blood thing is good. You know what I mean? It's excitement at its best when two guys, you know, quote unquote, don't like each other. But it's just all business at the end of the day, and I think these two are going to get in there, realize that, and try to put on the best performance that they possibly can. I'm just favoring Tyson heavily in it.
A win for either men could potentially go on to fight for a world title. Yeah. The loser of this fight, in Derek's case, could maybe even be looked at maybe as a gatekeeper in the future. Do you think that's a fair statement?
It could be, but see, the thing is, what they lose sight of, all right, is
Sorry to cut in, James. Hey, get in that ring.
Yes, sir. Go in that ring.
Last but not least,
okay.
Thank you for giving me a bit of time. Do you think the winner can go on to win against Disco and the loser on a gatekeeper? Just summarise for me. Yeah?
It's a possibility, but with Tyson being the winner, I just don't see Vladimir looking at that as an appetizing fight. Although he's famous, Tyson is. You know what I mean? It's just too difficult a fight for him at this stage. I really don't know if he'll take it, but we never know. It's boxing.
Thank you, bro.
No problem, man. No problem.
Look forward to seeing the Sideburn Saturday.
Yes,
as well.
sir. You got to get him right.
The Big Fight, sponsored by 666bet.com.